tournaments during the 360 days, which was a nostalgic ride, I'm not going to lie. But nostalgia can only fuel the fire for so long. To pass my time effectively, I found movies that I could binge during this grind. But let's just say I was getting more shock from them than if I was hit by lightning in my basement. For example, this was my reaction to the end of the movie Uncut Gems. Now, the official basement ranking is a 9 out of 10 for Uncut Gems. But it's not a good movie for background noise because it's super uncomfortable to watch. That said, I would definitely watch it again if it fit the mood. But in the meantime, I was grinding away hour by hour, run by run, and as time moved on, I was chipping away at the 100,000 kills and moving everyone.
Another goal from this corner would in all likelihood secure victory.
Here are the 10 best jokes for people starting over. And if you think I'm just giving the best for Drake versus Kendrick, nah, that was Michael Jackson versus Prince. You see, Prince, this James Brown concept.
Not really a test for the goalkeeper in the end. No,
yeah,
probably has better options there. Not a great effort, you have to say.
Start hearing people whispering, Michael Jackson over there, Michael Jackson over there. Hey, you gotta understand, Michael Jackson has been a star his whole life. He wasn't Michael Jackson yet, but like he was still a star. James Brown, you see, recognizes him. James Brown has known him since Michael Jackson was little. James Brown said, Michael, what you doing on this corner?
He's in here.
Michael pulls up on stage, holds up, Prince still watching him. James said, come on, man, you gotta sing something for us. He said, stop it, I can't. He turns into Mike Jackson. Bro starts going insane on stage. Pete Rose
should have been the equaliser. I'm not sure they'll get another chance now.
Look at James Brown. He's going down. And that's the thing. Now, here's the first time things start to get wicked. It's going to get wicked.
Really pressing their opponents.
I told you it was messy. Michael Jackson hugged James. He said, man, appreciate you.
This could be the equaliser.
There's an artist named Prince. Can you invite him? This is the exact moment Michael Jackson whispers this to James Brown. He said, invite Prince on stage. James said, who? His name is Prince. Just invite him on stage for me real quick. What you think about Michael Jackson? And see, their careers, the media has been putting them against each other. Michael Jackson said, who is me? The media said, Prince. People thought, so that night, Michael Jackson said, are we going to find out who really like that? And Michael Jackson knows what he just did on stage. There ain't no flaw in that.
If they can finish here, that must be that.
Michael Jackson understood that the audience was James Brown fans. And James Brown is passing the torch to Michael Jackson, saying Michael Jackson is next up. If you like James Brown, you probably like Michael Jackson. Prince, very experimental, very avant-garde. And I know to the right crowd. See, while everyone was cheering Michael, Prince was playing the game of chess. Prince is an audience understanding what Michael's doing, saying,
Back underway here. Can they hold on to the lead?
So James Brown Prince goes up and well, he embarrasses himself in front of his idol. James Brown, look at James Brown's face. He said, it's worse than you think. He starts playing the guitar. He doesn't really know what the place is. He then takes off his shirt and he screams at the mic. Nobody filmed it. So Prince tries to leave the stage. He grabs on the lamppost and it falls. And he falls.
Succession. Now they have the lead.
Word on the street from Quincy Jones. Prince tries to run over Michael Jackson in the parking lot with a bus. There was a spinning on something. Can't touch me. Prince grabbed the and said, I see you. The charts are right. But we saw the charts all right, but Prince like anybody else. Harrison stopped. It was Michael Jackson and everyone else. Prince said, I ain't going out like that since Michael Jackson made Thriller with movies. Prince decided to
very quick thinking there.
His own Purple Rain, and it was a masterpiece. The comparison started up again, and here's what they start to get.
And just 1 minute of time added on for stoppages.
Somebody call Prince and invite him to come sing with us on We Are the World, a huge charitable song sung by the biggest artist at the time. They were making the December song.
And the referee blows for full time.
In fact, Lionel Richie called him Prince.
Well, it was all about his senior debut. He's got that out of his system now. Your thoughts?
I can't give you your own
that's a great start for him. He scored and put in a good performance. He'll be really pleased with himself today.
I really want to say for everybody, I got the biggest guitarist in the world. No. what you talking about? Like, no, bro, we need you. So first of all, watch you. Second of all, I just can't do it, man. Blessings. Good luck with Africa. And then Lionel Richie said, but here's what I can do. I can have you next to Michael. Lionel Richie said, Prince ain't like that. Prince hang up. So everyone's pissed at Prince because they're like, why wasn't he on the song with everybody? Because they were like Marcus Houston to you. Am I tripping? That's beside the point. Everybody pissed at Prince. Prince comes out with an interview later and he explains like he's really, really, really shy. He's like, if he was up there with all those great artists, he probably would have just froze up. And to be fair, Prince was an interesting one. This was him when they invited him on stage to sing "We Are the World" at an award show. He's sitting there looking at his lollipop. Quincy Jones tries to give Prince the lollipop. Said, he takes out his lollipop and offers it to Quincy. Quincy Jones pulls up the mic. He said, look, I don't know what's going on with you and Prince, but enough is enough. Mike said, I don't know what's going on with me and Prince, neither. He said, look, why don't you let's just hop on a song together. I'll produce it. And that song, Cream, was bad. Quincy hits up Prince. He said, look, I got a song called Bad. I want you and Mike to do it. So Quincy invites him to go to the crib. Here's where things start to get wicked. Part 3. Prince and Mike both pull up. Quincy said, look. So Prince said, let me stop you right there. So the opening line is, your butt is mine. Who's going to sing that part? Quincy said, well, of course, Michael Jackson. I said, who's going to be singing it too? Quincy said, it's like the person he's going against. Wesley Snipes' character in Bad was actually supposed to be Prince. Prince said, nah. Michael said, Prince, it's just a song. Chill.
Sub about to come on.
Michael said, man, I'll tell you the chill. I'll tell you the chill, boy. That's supposed to get pretty deep. Prince said, my voice already deep now. Quincy said, y'all gotta chill, bro. Not in my house. Prince said he did not do the song, but he makes his own version of the song and sends it to Michael anyway. Basically said, this is how it should sound. Michael said, ooh, ooh. When Michael made this cover, he was probably thinking about Hey, did you know you might get a big cash payout if you were in a car accident 1 year ago, even if you weren't driving? Just it's damn, that boys was fighting. Now, here's something else I found really interesting that I think applies to the story. Prince, this is way before Prince is famous too. He went out with Michael Jackson a few times because he was going out with Michael Jackson's older sister, rather, LaToya Jackson. Everyone had a crush on LaToya Jackson. Prince pulled up to her, again, way before he's famous, and he said, you know what, I got pictures of you. You. She said, look, I'm a strict Jehovah's Witness, which
pressing high and they have the ball again.
She's like, I really did like that, but we think saved
and held.
Michael Jackson, like, brothers, and see Prince, you know, they hung out a few times. So Michael Jackson knew Prince even before, you know, the whole rivalry really started in the media. And why I mentioned this is, I'm going to mention one more thing. Michael Jackson and Prince are also like siblings and they're from the same area.
There might be a chance to level things. He's in here.
So, Prince did his sister.
Time running out. And they've got the goal that draws them level.
Michael Jackson is super talented. Good guy from the same area. Prince is saying, it's like people
now for a late winner.
Hear that. That's
good ground. He's still going.
And never think about
it on. Seems to have hit that really nicely, but just wide of the goal. So there's going to be a change.
His hood on so he wouldn't, get any attention. Then he would be like, you know what, screw it. Take his hood off and start running. Right, the whole crowd looking at Prince while Michael Jackson on stage performing. Michael Jackson. Multiple celebrities come out and say, like, when they're hanging out with either what are you doing here type thing? Other than like evil, but and then at the end of the night, Prince like walks up to them.
Pass weighted just right. Your hands, calmly taken.
The day Prince found out Michael Jackson passed away, he canceled all of his concert.
Pass is incomplete. Nicely won.
They weren't the best of friends.
If they score from this, they'll surely win the game.
Go
here. Oh, against the bar. Vital save to keep things all square.
Yeah, that's what he's paid to do. Make those sort of saves at key moments.
11 seconds on a November night in Auburn Hills, Michigan to destroy the most dangerous team. Beverly's claim. Patrick Beverly told Steph Curry, the next 5 years are team in the end. All Domino's pizzas are half off however you order. But hurry, it's this week only. Go, go, go!
Lost your card? Again? Studies show you're not alone.
That's right. You see, the Moroccan national soccer team has a problem. They're currently the most disliked team in soccer or football right now. Well, you see, during their match against Team Senegal, by the way, Team Morocco's in the white. See, Michael Jackson had a problem. Excuse a jail cell, by the way. And how are you? Ain't nobody trying to hear all that, bro. I just want to let the people know how much I appreciate them. We don't got time to talk very often because the video moves so fast. Yeah, man, I saw the story, bro. Nah, bro. See, Michael Jackson had a problem. You ever wonder why he's labeled as a predator even though he was explain.
On they come, edging closer to a piece of late drama.
Michael Jackson, weirdo, toes,
Might get caught on the break here. They need to get back here. They were getting interested there, but not anymore. Drifting into a useful position here. Opportunity here. Well, with that sort of chance, he's just got to keep the ball much lower than he did there.
Security guard comes out and says that's cap his move.
These are 7 side hustles that you can do using your cybersecurity skills and how much money.
Me, says that's cap. That's very important. It goes, oh, these are good.
There is the final whistle and very little to split the two sides when all's said and done. What are your thoughts on the away performance here?
They certainly weren't at their best today, but sometimes you just have to keep fighting, keep believing, and that's what they did. It's a well-earned draw in the end.
Now there might be a chance to level things. He's in here. It's there.
At the same time, are you paying attention? Good. Michael Jackson goes, that's cap. The police go, that ain't cap. Judge goes, you got any evidence? The police go, no. The security guard comes out and says that's cap. His maid comes out and says that's cap. Michael Jackson goes, that's cap. And there's criminal courts. I'm going to sue this person. Criminal court is, let's arrest this person. These are what happening to Michael Jackson. At the same time, are you paying attention? Good. Michael Jackson goes, that's cap. The police go, that ain't cap. Judge goes, you got any evidence? The police go, his security guard comes out and says that's cap. His maid comes out and says that's cap. That's very important. Kid goes, oh, damn. Am I still getting the money? My judge goes, no. His lawyers come out and say, Mike, give the kid the money. Michael Jackson goes, what you talking about? I didn't do nothing. Well, his sponsors and his labels come to him and tell him, this trial's going to take a long time. The criminal trial, you're not getting charged for that. The civil trial is going to take a long time. The longer this trial goes, the worse you're gonna look, and the more money you're gonna lose in the long run. Jackson goes, that is true. He agrees to give them $20 million and says that he regretted that decision. Well, because of this next part. So one day, Michael Jackson meets a kid who has cancer. If you didn't know, Michael Jackson
Substitution
is
coming up.
Meaning he likes to give away a lot of money. So they hit him up and say, yo, my kid got cancer. He goes over and gives the kid a bunch of money. The kid says, Michael Jackson saved my life.
A short corner taken here. Mukiele. Now with Isidore.
So Michael Jackson goes, Michael, you are fantastic. We love you. Can I film your life? Michael Jackson goes, great. I'm an open book. Come on, film my life. While the dude is filming his life.
Just 10 minutes to go now.
That Michael Jackson has
Pass and move. They just can't get near them here.
Yeah, they just seem to have an overload all over the pitch.
The will they or won't they discussions can now end because the transfer has now been confirmed. Exciting times.
Well, it'll certainly bring much needed experience.
Hold on, chance.
Another
goal.
Michael Jackson looks like a weirdo. Michael Jackson comes out and goes, what the hell? Michael Jackson goes, dude, you betrayed my
One
trust.
that surely will seal the win. We're back underway at 2-0.
Michael Jackson is
Good run. Now, can he pick out the right
He
option?
slept in the same bed all the time, but his
Oh,
bed
and
is
again.
2 stories, and his bedroom is 3
Another
stories.
goal to put a rubber
Every day,
stamp of approval on everything that they've shown us today.
That's a massive bed. So Michael Jackson decides to take the rest of the footage that was supposed to come out and come up with it, saying, look, this is what we do. I do it with the kids. I sleep in the same bed with kids. It's all good. It looks so bad. The kid with
Someone's got to
cancer
do something about this.
comes out and
Looking for the angle.
Michael Jackson.
And 2 becomes 3 as he completes his hat-trick. A
So
superb
Michael was there.
performance.
Everybody's trying to think most of the time he was slept on the floor to give us more room and it's a massive bed. And we're like, so Michael Jackson decides to take the rest of the footage that was supposed to come out and come up with it. Saying, look, this is what we do. I do hold hand with the kids. I sleep in the same bed with kids. Like, it's all good. Everyone goes, well, that doesn't look so bad. The kid with cancer, his family comes out with him. They say, y'all better leave Michael Jackson alone. In fact, they sue the guy who came out with that first documentary of Michael Jackson, saying, y'all was talking too crazy about him dragging our name in it. No, Mike Jackson saw it. Mike Jackson goes, my slime. The kid goes, yup. Police go, damn, there's no case. Unless the judge goes, there's no case. Police go, you sure? Child Protective Services comes out and says, hey, we've been doing an investigation. We interviewed all the kids and the families. There's no case. Police go, the FBI comes out and says, we've been doing an investigation since the first trial the YouTuber just told you.
5 minutes to go.
Let's go. You never know until you try. So they go over to the family that said they had cancer that came out in the video saying, Boy, Jack ain't doing nothing to us. Let's call it down show.
Opportunity now. Oh, it was set up for the shot, but then he went for brute force, and a cool head was needed. Not his day today, and the call's been made to take him off.
Michael Jackson had the worst. The police go, great. But you see what the problem was? They go, where? Just said in the video that everybody in the world saw that Mike Jackson ain't do nothing to you. They said, he kidnapped us. The police go, he kidnapped us and made us say that. Yeah, we can work with that. So they bring charges against Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson goes, dude, Cap. They go, prove it. Off to the trial we go. Prepare your ears. You about to hear about the stupidest trial you ever heard in your life. Remember that maid and security guard I told y'all from the first trial? That said, nah, Mike Jack good. He ain't do nothing wrong. But they come back this time and say Mike Jack is the absolute worst. Everyone gasps. They go, yes, he be doing weird stuff. I seen it with my own eyes with the young folks. Michael Jackson lawyers come out and say, why did you say the opposite in the first trial that you did? Can't quite answer that. Michael Jackson lawyer. So the answer for you is it because he fired you? Because they caught y'all stealing stuff? And
Great chance here.
that type of deal with the
Plenty of power on the effort, but just wide. Goal kick it is.
And you get the trial is an absolute circus. His staff members start coming out. Half of them say Mike Jack is wild, and people find out that they have deals and they talk to the media after for a bunch of money. The other half is coming out saying those people are lying. Mike Jack always good. They say, look, we can just settle all this right now. Remember that kid from the first case? Why don't we just bring him?
Upright. And this is turning into one magnificent and memorable match. Yet another goal.
We out there, we Jack to go jail, crazy. All these are families, so bring them in anyway. They called the family from the first case. Kid goes, bro, I'm not in the country to go with
Wilson
you.
Isidore.
As soon as I figured out that y'all was finna do a trial, I fled the country.
Traore.
I emancipated myself from my parents because I hated them with all my heart. They do find the bond though. She goes on the stand and say, my dad.
Still trying to find the space.
After that trial,
And it's there. He's put that one away very nicely indeed.
They go, you like that. So tell us what you were saying. How bad of a musician. fantastic person, y'all.
Well, as you can
Here,
see,
Cap,
he just
everybody
couldn't
have
get
their
enough on it.
objective.
He'll be frustrated with that one.
This Cap just said, so I don't understand. Tell everybody, y'all Cap, they go out. Yeah, she go, I'm already gone.
And the game comes to an end with the home fans in positive mood. That's the win they came to see.
So they received this again. Murphy's family had done before. They showed that their favorite thing to do is call famous celebrities, say, hey, my kid has cancer, you gotta help. George Lopez comes up and said, they scammed me. I told him to leave me alone when they tried to extort me for more money. Jay Leno comes out and says the same thing. He said he thought it was weird when the kid said, you're my hero. He said, I'm Jay Leno. What you talking about? No, like me as a hero. I thought it was weird. Chris Tucker comes out. He said that he called Mike Jack and told him this family is weird, bro. You might want to watch the kids accuse Mike Jack. Here's where it starts to get wicked or look again. Said, I'm tired of Cap. He goes on the stand and says, Mike Jack gave me these magazines that I shouldn't be viewing. It's the August edition of Playboy. He weird. Everybody looks at the kid. They go, you said you was in the crib in May. He go, I said that. The mom to the Arvizo family said, get your ass back to me. And she hops in. She said what he meant to say was when he kidnapped us in May. They said, you said what day in May? He said it was like May 16th. They said, that's what we thought you said. So we looked at your credit card for May 16th and seen that you were shopping nowhere near Michael Jackson's house. She go, let me see that this one. Oh, snap. Okay, yeah. Now, this is absolute buffoonery, right? The jury did the same thing. They went in, they said, they came back out, they said, not guilty. What you talking about? So that begs the question, how is Michael Jackson still labeled a predator? Well, it was the media. It was called the greatest, one of the most shameful episodes in journalistic history. They basically said, what sounds better? Mike Jack a weirdo or this Michael Jackson scandal? Let's go with Mike Jack a weirdo. And it exploded. Most of the people I just named made so much money off this trial, off TV interviews and reports and all that. Mike Jack lost a lot of money. His life got ruined. He never went back to Neverland Ranch and stopped allowing people to enter his life so easily. Man.
Well, they have elected to go to the bench at this stage of the game.
Powerful websites you should know, Part 710. Did you know if you go to this website, you can create 3D maps of anywhere in the world? Just select the location, choose what to show, and it generates the map instantly.
It's not where it is. It's not that far. At least if they focus.
Go ahead, speaking about something. What is my reasoning for being an abolitionist? Because abolitionism stands firm on God and on Scripture. We engage biblically.
Options in the centre. Well, a promising looking attack, but comes to nothing in the end. And the referee blows for a foul.
Let me guess. As an abolitionist,
We're racing away here, but he was
we
on
are
his toes
seeking
to win
the
the ball back.
immediate abolishment of abortion without
Well, the
compromise.
atmosphere is so tense inside this stadium.
Because the
Can they
lives in the
find that moment
womb
of magic to win
are
this game?
distinct,
The crowd
living
certainly
human
think so.
beings
Just
who are
listen
made
to
in the image of God and deserve to not be murdered by their mothers.
Must take the lead here.
If you're pro-life, Christian, requesting.
Can he put them in front?
Yeah, well, since
And
we're
with
looking
so
for
little
equal
time
protection,
left, that might be.
reborn in the womb, as they already have protections for the human being outside of the womb. So we're just trying to establish the laws that are already in place to be equal in the entirety. Yeah, so pro-life is not wanting to
The winner.
establish
Wonderful drama.
protection to the preborn. Pro-life is
Sunderland
want
regaining
to keep
possession.
abortion regulated. They don't want to end abortion.
Enzo Lefebvre.
They actually think that women are victims of abortion, and they don't want to criminalize women that way. So,
This could finish it.
abolitionists
And the goal.
we actually contend with
It's
collective
game over. So little time left for a response.
in their worldview.
So underway again,
Because
and a 2-0
these
advantage
pro-life
here.
people, the worldview, the organization, are the ones that are kicking our bills down and are the ones that are not establishing equal protection to the human inside the womb as they are outside the womb. So request them if you're a pro-life Christian.
No, Kiwi, it's not just pro-life without exceptions. There's more that goes into it. Again, like Preborn just said, the pro-life movement is not seeking to abolish abortion, but to regulate it. They also looked at the second victim narrative, where they're saying that women are victims of abortion. They're not seeking justice for the lives in the womb, because true justice would be for women to be criminalized for murdering their children in the womb. Also, we will always engage biblically as abolitionists, pro-life. The pro-life movement does not do that.
I did hear about the bill in North Carolina. But like I don't know. I heard about it, but I have
And
not read
roaming
it,
free
so
here.
I should definitely do that.
Do damage on the break. And should have been so much more incisive.
I think they're putting in a guest request.
Yes. Kellen.
Ah, superb
Hey,
tackle.
how's it going?
Hey, welcome up. How old are you?
30.
Are you pro-life Christian?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll
So
have
you're
a
not
go.
pro-choice, right?
Well, I'll tell you what, he didn't miss by an awful lot.
Alright. So what do you think about the Mahomes?
Well, the seconds are ticking away, and the home side in control. What have you
I
made
am
of this?
Christian.
Well, I think the
Shannon's a
scoreline
Christian.
reflects the difference between the two teams. For most of the game, they've
What
dictated
do you
the play,
think about
and they've created some really good
that
chances.
scene?
I think it's been an excellent performance.
Why are you asking me a question?
Has a go! Well, unfortunately, he couldn't keep the shot down.
What's your question? I would say it doesn't make sense. Christians think that the unborn child has a soul, so
Real chance.
Okay, so
Well, such a high degree of difficulty, not quite in the end.
Well, how good was that? It's such a difficult piece of skill, which he made look so easy. That deserved a goal.
How can he take them on and beat them? Well, you could see what he was trying, but too much height on the shot. Well, there is going to be stoppage time, but only the 1 minute. And he's in.
Are you against abortion?
Oh, it's a terrific challenge.
Superb
Do you
defending,
have
wasn't
any
it?
exceptions?
Oh, good-looking run. And look at this. And a goal to seal the hat-trick. A masterclass at finishing. Just can't stop him today.
Well, here's the replay. Watch how he he goes past his man with such ease, and it's just a change of pace. And there's certainly no doubt about the finish. He really hits it with power and accuracy. Nothing the keeper can do about that.
And there goes the final whistle. And the home fans are going to be happy about this outcome.
Well, it was always good.
Removing the principles of his law and like why he finds these particular acts to be. Within that 15 times, the first one.
Well, a key point I wrote is God cares more about your formation than your comfort. God isn't going to. God isn't going. I mean,
Like drum and bass, bro. That's my like go-to for sure. Yeah, I like drum and bass, bro.
Mary, the mother of James, a certain bells like are for certain things. Can make.
Frieza and Dragon Ball Snacks Collector. Toriyama explained Frieza's origin in the second round of Akira Toriyama's Super interview, The Unpredictable Story from Daisenshu 2. He created Frieza after Japan's 1980s economic bubble, a time of extreme wealth, speculation, and runaway land prices. At the peak of the bubble, Japan's economy was booming so heavily that land values in major cities skyrocketed to absurd levels, and speculation became a national obsession. Aggressive real estate speculators were called land sharks. They were infamous for buying land, forcing people out, and flipping it purely for profit. This bubble eventually collapsed in the early 1990s, leading to Japan's slowest decade, a prolonged period of economic stagnation and recovery. Toriyama said, "I came from Frieza around the time of the bubble, and the land shark was the worst person of all. So I made him the #1 land shark in the universe." And that's exactly what Frieza does. He buys up entire planets and resells them for profit. A fictional version of the same real world fate that we have today. Ultimately,
Whose words? 1, 2, all that wasted product going to stick with instead. Who is?
If you're from one,
So why do you
Vegeta turned Super.
Mr. Incredible versus Frozen? Who wins? Now, Frozen is genuinely one of the more underrated fighters.
What's the worst Power Ranger series of all time? Well, let's find out. Now, Power Rangers is kind of like pizza. Even the absolute worst that the series has to offer really isn't that bad. But some series are definitely better than others. Coming in at the 5th worst series, we have Power
making the
Rangers Turbo.
substitution now.
I know some people love it, but Turbo is a mess. But believe it or not, it's not Justin's fault, and it's definitely not TJ's fault either. You have a ton of characters making choices that make no sense, experienced expert warriors who are tagged out in the middle of a war, not to mention annoying mentors.
I just think the concept of Justin is stupid, not his character. His character is fine. It's just the idea of having a kid in Power Rangers to make it appeal to children is the stupidest idea I've ever thought of. Because Power Rangers is literally a kid show by nature. There's no need to have a kid targeted toward children. Because Power Rangers is literally targeted toward children. It's a kid's show. There's no need to have his character has no reason to exist. That's why he exists. He exists as a reason to get kids into the show, right? Make it appeal to them. Even though the show already appeals to kids, because again, it's a kid's show.
What's the worst Power Ranger series of characters making choices that make no sense? Experienced expert warriors who are tagged out in the middle of a war. Not to mention annoying mentors and a villain who's not intimidating at all, yet somehow is still the one to beat the Rangers. Oh yeah, and the Rangers also get baked into a pizza and talk about tossing salads. Yeah. And number 4, we have Operation Overdrive. Basically, you have the most unlikable Rangers in the entire franchise, who just give up when things get tough. Being a Ranger means doing the right thing even when you don't have your powers. And this season just has none of that. And number 3, we have Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel. Now, Power Rangers is a kid's show, but this is what happens when you dumb it down as much as possible. You have fart jokes with Victor and Monty, really basic morals, and overall really low stakes, which makes it a pretty forgettable outing for the Rangers. Even with an amazing crossover episode featuring Tommy, and of course the addition of Mick to the franchise. Oh yeah, and you know what else? They took out the Gold Ranger's Burger Morpher. Really? That's where you're gonna draw the line? Now number 2 gives us Samurai and Super Samurai. Now yes, Jaden is crazy powerful, but terrible acting alongside dumbed-down writing, and character arcs and plotlines that just go nowhere, really didn't help a show where the writers were just lazy as heck. They copy-pasted a bunch from the Sentai shot for shot, you know, until they just decided not to, and cut out all the Japanese culture stuff. In the series that's, all about Japanese heritage. Kanji? Nah, that's symbol power. At least we got Bulk and Skull, though. And for me, the worst series of them all is Megaforce and Super Megaforce.
Yep.
Do you have any idea how hard you have to try to make the legendary battle uninteresting? You have Rangers who are already overpowered, and the story just gives them pushover monsters to beat week after week. You also have a ton of unresolved plot lines, a mentor who literally laughs at the fact that the story is full of plot holes, and, of course, angels who get a power-up and become pirates. And why does any of this happen? Well, don't worry. There's a simple explanation for that. It's just too bad we'll never figure out what that actually is. What's the worst Power Ranger series of all time? Well, let's find out. Now, Power Rangers is kind of like pizza. Even the absolute worst that the series has to offer really isn't that bad.
Theme emerging of wasted possession. Omar Alderete.
Did you know that 37 million drivers
Just
trust
1 minute of
Progressive to
stoppage
insure their
time, say
cars?
the officials.
They also have 24/7 round-the-clock protection. Fast
On the ball,
full times,
Alderete.
great customer service. Wait.
And that is that. The referee blows his whistle for full time, and it's a victory for the visitors.
I wasn't expecting them to win their first 2 games, but they've done everything right. Can they now keep it going? That's the big question.
It's an opportunity. And a goal! They're going to take some stopping now. 2 in front here. It's there for him. Well, only just wide of the post.
Hey, how are you? Slice of Otaku. And in the world of Avatar.
Welcome, my friends, to Power Rangers Megaforce. So with the second season, the Gears... 2013 was not so long ago at the time of this video's creation, but we live in a world where media is consumed rapidly and discarded just as rapidly as new things come about. As such, it's easy to forget that 2013 was a milestone anniversary year for many pop culture franchises. Doctor Who celebrated its 50th anniversary. James Bond, the novels anyway, celebrated its 60th birthday. And of course, Power Rangers celebrated its 20th. These kind of pop culture milestones should not be shrugged off. Pop culture is often a glut of material. Memes, shows, movies, songs, celebrities, jokes, language, politics, news. A single year can alter the landscape of what people are talking about, what people are watching and listening to, what they'll feel nostalgic for. The idea that some product will be talked about not just for more than 1 year, but yes, 50 years after its initial creation is pretty damn impressive. And when you consider how most people view a product Power Rangers, it's all the more astonishing that it has lasted for more than 20 years with new material, and all the more saddening when it seems like the people working on the product just don't seem to care.
Well, they have elected to go to the bench at this stage of the game.
With it. Adapting a difficult series, new network hadn't done anything like it in years, and from what I've heard, they had to put together an entire show in a very short amount of time. But now the kid gloves are off. They had 2 years to get
and possibilities here.
3 if you count the first half of this. And yet, in many ways, Rangers Megaforce is inferior to Samurai. I still say Overdrive is worse because it would often get purely unbearable to watch. But Megaforce's problem is that it's such a disappointment. The name of the game is except it's a bizarre where they barely into things just before things. Not the things that are actually to fix, or they'll fix something that wasn't broken. Megaforce is technically the 20th Power Ranger season. You may have noticed that I condensed the same 9 seasons in although the series name seemed to change and it there's so little story in the 2 seasons, so little that actually changes overall one season to the next. There's no reason to really separate them.
Danger here as he runs at them. Can he finish? He's blocked it!
To justify splitting it up. And never mind, the main story of season 1
and an opening!
This Tommy coming in, losing his powers, and then gaining them once again. And that was a season that was so formulaic in its episodes that it's still today. But as I said, Megaforce fails at even that, since it's hard to even say that the show is formulaic, but it's all complex. The Tommy doesn't know what it wants to be about. Actually, the Tommy is action scenes.
Traore has it.
The series burn through as much
5 minutes to go.
as we can. But yeah, for 2 seasons. Meaning that Super Megaforce, the season that actually does do that, is done. Didn't even
an almost intuitive piece of finishing.
Instead pushed to each the first year
so
that you go
underway again, but to my mind, this game is now as good as over.
Every series must be around the winning season. 20 episodes is roughly 7 hours of content. And movies can tell coherent, rich, interesting stories in 2 hours or less. You have no excuse when you have to say.
My goodness, it's so one-sided. 5-0 in this match. And roaming free here. Good looking cross. Well blocked, but he must clear
The
it
good
away.
guy will win, even in the end.
Well, they can keep possession of it now.
People like that Megaforce. The series begins with Mega Mission. We open with the Legendary War. Oh, great, it's over already. Finally done with the
Diarra.
series. No, of course not. It's a dream
Oh, that's
by this
splendid
kid,
play.
Troy. After getting to class, we're introduced
Is
to
it
the
going to
only
be?
teacher in the city of
Well, plenty of power there, but in
town,
fairness,
Mr.
should have been
Burley.
to keep
Despite
away.
being a science teacher, he believes in cryptozoology. And that's the end of him. He's there for the occasional comic relief, but otherwise, he is a
And
completely
just 1
superfluous
minute of time
character.
added on for
What
stoppages.
species will outlast all others' clues?
This gonna be on the test?
Insects. No survival effects of weird new to the environment.
Not for killing the environment.
There to take it away.
Robots. Robots powered by perpetual motion engines.
Being that this is an anniversary season, they're trying to use
Ali
this
McCann.
suddenly with this being their call to action.
On to Thompson. And with that, the attack breaks down. Yeah, just snuffed out the danger there. That's a good turnover. And that's it, the final whistle. And the hosts will go through. Yeah, it doesn't come much easier than that, does it? I thought they played well, and it was an excellent overall performance, particularly going forward. They'll certainly be confident going into the next round.
We cut over to a cave inside of an ocean bluff. Inside said cave is a CGI robot, dormant until a series of multicolored consoles turn on. And thus we're introduced to our mentor, the big tiki head on the wall named Gose. Our robot buddy is Tetsu. It's kind of like a weird combination of Wally and Johnny Five, but the voice of Orko from He-Man. Gose states that aliens have landed on Earth, and thus they must assemble a team. Description and overbearing and over-emotional. Have you actually met teenagers, Gose? Energetic is not how I would describe the demographic. It's forced together at 6 in the morning after multiple hours of homework and the regular stresses of puberty. But then again, this is a television show, so there you go. Back over to 7 teenagers with attitude. We see that they're all converging at Ernie's brain freeze. Unfortunately, it is not the same Ernie of old since sadly Richard Janelle passed away in 2008 from a heart attack. But hey, at least I got Greg Bullock back to play Lieutenant Stone to keep with the continuity of everything.
One for each of us. One for the very pretty girl in the corner. Sure.
Look different, Lieutenant Stone. Did you get a haircut? Yeah, no, just another dude named Ernie. More on this later.
Well,
In the
they've
meantime,
decided to make a change.
teleported to the command center, including Troy, who's just kind of hanging out on a rooftop practicing martial arts. Or it could just be that he hates water bottles, considering he tries to kick one right before the teleport. The group is, of course, confused.
And into the last 15 minutes of action.
Really not only rather minimalistic nature,
Did damage on the break.
Stature, previous Ranger team.
Now, can they take advantage? To get back into the game, and nearly a goal.
Dream thing. It's a very important plot point.
After that breathtaking move.
Oh, that was impressive. The amount of players sprinting to get forward in support of the ball. So many options. Picked the right one. Just couldn't convert the chance.
Well, I'm hearing a goal has gone in the United game. Alex Scott with the details. Oh, surely! A goal! And it's very much game on here. So back underway. Intriguing contest this, given the 2-1 scoreline.
You know, they can space 14 years ago.
Frauda. Can they turn one of these attacks into a goal? It's there for him. Absolutely breathtaking spell. We were ready to light them up, but not anymore. All square now.
Or invasion of beast creatures involved in a beast war.
Sunderland doing well to regain possession. Opportunity here. Will hit with power. Shame about.
Does the other side of the moon have a big neon sign on it that says a vacancy?
The placement.
By the way, we never see him take on any other forms. He says that he took this form so that he could look familiar to humankind, implying that he's either a shapeshifter or is actually very different from how he appears to us. Just another aspect of this show that goes completely unexplored and unexplained. He says he's chosen them carefully.
Is it going to end with them scoring the winning goal? And delivered towards the back.
Your Instagram account has done more to help the environment than even the...
Oh, there it is!
It's my favorite color. But what's his Ranger deal?
You can't openly acknowledge the...
Incredible! How about this for guts and courage? Can they see this out now? Wasteful there from Brentford. Frauda. Can they create something from here?
Great skill. Yes, truly.
The delivery. And he's got to clear his lines.
This supposed adversity that he's faced is. Show me the Red Ranger and life is friend. You will swear this the team. So,
and time for the change now.
He varies. Grace. Because of his leadership skills.
5 minutes left.
Yes,
and pressing for the equaliser. He's in with a chance. Very quick thinking there.
Thanks the team up to the past Rangers and the fact that the more big British capable of working in the future.
Yes, Frauda. Opportunity. And you cannot argue with a hat-trick. Simply unstoppable today. Yes, Frauda. This is a joy to watch.
Yeah, I love watching this sort of football, you know.
Now opening things up. Real chance. There's the goal. Surely now, that is that. And there it is, the final whistle. The home fans are going to be happy with this result. Now, can they take advantage?
But that's because this series gives us nothing else to go on. The lack of any solid backstory for any of the elements of the series is one of the things that makes it so frustrating for people. Even Samurai had a solid backstory for all of its elements. Sure, it was mostly copied and pasted from Shinkenger, but there was something there. As I said before, they had more lead-in time than Samurai to figure this stuff out. Go to Gosei gives them their morphers and explains how the morphers will use power cards to unlock weapons and abilities. Troy immediately says that if Earth is in danger, they're all in. Good job speaking for everybody, new kid.
Force, the show starts with
There's your title. The five are teleported into the city to confront the foot soldiers. And you're just now there, I guess. The foot soldiers are called Loogies. Appropriate, actually, considering how the show seems like it's spitting on the franchise. Joking aside, I'm more confused why that name. They've got insect-themed villains. The Loogies are pretty unimpressive, frankly. Dudes in full body suits with some insect-like patterns on their bodies and faces. Again, this kind of opening battle for the first episode is standard by now, but they make it a bit more interesting by using the characters' displayed personality traits. Troy immediately opens with martial arts. Jake uses the soccer ball, and the blind son with her camera. Sure, it ends with them needing to morph. It's just the fight is a little bit more interesting than normal. And thus, it's time. It's movement time. Freaking love the Megaforce morphers. I honestly do. It's why I used it atop the fourth wall instead of the Ranger key one we get later. Mostly I like it because it's so damn unique. A big old TV head that you shove Joe's trading cards into. Although they end up using the morphers as communicators, it's pretty damn far away from a cell phone. The morphing sequence is alright. It reminds me a lot of Wild Forces with the animals forming into the helmet. The outfits are okay. Design-wise, I like how all the symbols on their chests are meant to combine into a unified design that we see on their helmets. Ghost Sager, which this season is based on, was themed around angels, so these outfits are a bit more ornate. Gold piping, white bottoms, it really does work for them. It would especially work for the anniversary stuff, giving us a sense of grandeur about this team in particular. But of course, there's nothing much in the series to justify that sense of grandeur. The theory that people had at the time, since it was uncertain how Gokaiger would be handled, was that instead of the key system used in that Sentai, they'd utilize the cards to transform into past Rangers. This was bolstered by the fact that the card game sold along with all the toys and in booster packs had past Ranger cards. Seems like that'd make sense too. You could adapt both series while keeping the focus on the Ghost Sager suits. That is not what ends up happening, but that's the show for you. Anything that would actually sound completely logical and sound for them to do, they ignore it, as if there was some argument in the writers' room, where the person who had all the good, rational ideas was really irritating to the other writers, so they decided to spite them by doing the opposite of whatever they suggested.
The game really needs to settle.
Megaforce is trying to establish its own mythos, and it does it much more poorly. Aside from the fact they're all
this really is amazing. They've lost a player, but they're leading the game.
The next thing they're rehashing is a post-battle victory statement. Admittedly, it's not the same one as the
We're not getting close enough
victory
here.
is ours. Here, I appreciate the alliteration and repetition of the mega phrase. When we get to the second season, they make it even dumber, but that's a discussion for later. So yeah, they defeat a monster and return to the command center, where Gosei congratulates them.
Big chance. Oh, you can't stop them now. They've got another in double quick time.
We get outfits are cooler, but it's all taken up its
More second, but what gets me is that they don't repeat the really obvious thing at the end of the first episode. And pile and then calling out
gathered with ease.
Yeah, he lost his cool at the crucial moment there. Just needs to be sharper in front of goal, doesn't he?
But yeah, the repetition of Kimberly's line. Of course it's called the day of the dumpster. That's what I said. It's
Trying
the
to
much
place it
hyped
inside the
20th
post,
anniversary.
but just a whisker away on this occasion.
Back then as a stereotypical Valley Girl type. So of course she'd bring up how the helmet
Sure, like
messed up
most
her
of
head.
us, you've been following the transfer saga that seems to have gone on for a while, but now it's gone through to deal done.
Yeah, he's certainly a player with a lot of potential. It'll be a good move for him. It's a chance to continue his development, and you can see that he's a promising talent.
We'll see more of. You get used to these outfits, everyone. You know, at least Mighty Morphin let them wear clothes as long as they kept the color scheme. These did apparently have.
Oh, worth a shot. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant save. Did well to get that clear. And unable to retain possession.
Samurai was emulating Lady Morphin in places to try and recapture the zeitgeist for a young audience.
What a chance here.
This one is delivered.
One-on-one. You've really got to hit the target.
Oh, I think he could have placed that guy. It's really close, but just couldn't find the finish.
5 minutes to go.
In the original